Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to FMTB, and we've got our first pre-season game, which is against Annan. Now before we get into the team selection screen, I'm going to go into the under 18s, go assistant reports, see which players are best recommended to me. So Jamie Allen, Richard Wright, Jake Parker. Funny enough, the players I've just thrown back into the what's going on? There we go. Players I've just thrown back into the youth team. With the exception of Richard Wright, I'm going to move all of these players into the senior squad. And the reason I'm doing that is, when it comes to choosing the lineup, I'm going to go, let me see, I want to see what my assistant thinks first. Scott Davis is leaving, so Chris Maxwell is going to be our keeper. So if I go quick pick, this is who he has picked, our assistant. He's gone for Maxwell in goal, McLaughlin, Roberts, Cresswell, Taylor, Marrow, Murdoch, Ball, Sirkovic, Hughes and Parkin. Now looking at David Ball here, you can see he can also play on the right hand side, and that's something that I want to show you guys as well, is versatility. So you go start training for new position and you go attacking midfield right. So now he will become a striker slash attacking right midfielder, and you can do this with a lot of players like McLaughlin. You can see he also plays as a centre back. So training, start training for new position, centre back, and then you can go to Roberts, and he's actually already listed as a centre back, right back, so that's fine. Cresswell, he can also play as a striker, so let's do that. And the idea is to have all of your players being able to play in at least two positions, so that if an injury comes along, you can replace them without affecting the balance of your team too much. So like Marrow, I can have him as a centre attacking midfielder. And Murdoch, he's pretty much Phil. Sirkovic, again left midfielder, attacking left midfielder, centre midfielder. So I'm going to have him also trained to play on the right. Hughes, again I can have him trained to play on the right. I can even have him as a left back if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I can have him on the right. And Parkin, he can also play as a centre back. So let's do that. And that's just our starting lineup. You can do a few more if you like. It helps especially with youth players. So we've got Jamie Allen here. He's currently trained to play all across the front line really, which is good. He's already versatile. Max Cartwright, he can also play as a centre midfielder, so let's do that. Who else have we got? Stephen Jordan, I'm trying to get rid of him, aren't I? So we don't want to keep him around. Pond, trying to get rid of him. Hogan, trying to get rid of him. Jamie Allen, we've already looked at him. Cartwright, have we looked at Cartwright? Yes we have, he's the one I just asked to. Connor Smith, he can't go anywhere else. Jake Parker, he can't go anywhere else. But I mean, that's good. I'm happy with that, and I'm also happy with the lineup that our assistant has chosen for us. The only one I would change is put Hogan at right back instead of McLaughlin, purely because Hogan looks tired, and actually I'll also put Jordan at left back instead of Taylor. So there we go. Everyone else is in a pretty decent condition, so we'll go into the match. Before I get started in this match, that's something that I wish FM would fix actually, is the numbers in friendlies. I find that a little annoying. Right, highlights. We only want key highlights. We only want replays of goals, and everything else pretty happy with. There we go. So let's go into the team. Not into the team, let's go into the match. We'll look at this again. They haven't really identified any threats in the team, so I'm not too worried about that. Team talk, that's my job now. So we're going to go for passionate. Go out there and show me what you've got. This place is up for grabs, impress me. And they've all listened keenly. There might not be a morale boost, but they have all listened, so that's the main thing. So press spacebar, we go into the game. And hopefully you'll start to see small hints. I'm not expecting them to play exactly to my tactics, but you'll start to see small clues as to what we're going to end up looking like. We're going to have Pendry's feedback in the centre screen, like that. Ryan Cresswell's taken a few knocks already. Players have put in a fair share of well-timed tackles. We're not connecting with too many of our crosses. And it shows you where you need to improve in the future. That ball up to Parkin was actually quite good. Good flick on as well. It's a shame no one was running onto it. Right. Obviously, this isn't going to be an incredibly fair representation of how well we're going to do in the season, because with all due respect to Annan, they're not a League 2 side. They're a lower league Scottish side. So it's good to get our players' fitnesses up to play a match like this, and it might help with confidence, although I'm sure Jeff Hughes wished he'd have done better there. It will help with confidence and little things like that, but at the same time, it's not a fair representation of how well we're going to play. It's just mainly a warm-up, if anything. And that's half-time. And we've given that team a run-out in the first half. I'm going to do this again. This is why we go through pre-season. All of your hard work now will pay off later in the campaign. Keep going. But what I'm now going to do is sub as many players as I can. So, Davis for Maxwell, McLaughlin for Hogan, Taylor for Jordan. Don't really know why Parkin's listed there, but there he is. Blair. Let's bring Blair on for Hughes, and then let's bring Allen on for Ball. We'll bring Mandron on for Parkin. Pond on for Cresswell. Cartwright on for Roberts. I think we've got enough subs for the whole team here. Smith. We'll bring Schumacher on for Sirkovic. We'll bring Smith on for Murdoch. And we'll bring Parker on for Marrow. And then we leave Rajab as a backup striker in case Mandron gets injured. So that's the whole team changed, and now we go into the second half. And again, I mean, at this point in the game, we can end up losing the game because we brought on a lot of weaker players compared to our normal starting lineup. The game itself could get quite boring because we've brought on a whole new team, and they've now got to try and gel together. On the other side of the coin, we can end up having a really good attacking mentality in the second half. I mean, that's a fantastic ball down the line there to Allen. And a good ball from Allen to Blair, and there you go, 1-0. Matty Blair with the goal. That was a fantastic ball cross from Allen. And this is something that I would say this is a very useful tip to anyone who wants to try and build a team on the cheap, is convince your board to increase your youth facilities and your youth level. Try and get your academy up the youth category scale. And by doing that, you'll be able to produce your own players, which you can then either sell for profit and invest that money back into your team, signing some good players that way, or use them. Simple as that. Use these youth players that you've built yourself and come up with a really good team that way. You can see there, Mandron's just made it 2-0. Again, really good play. Good counter-attack, really, if you look at how that started. Defensive clearance. Again, Allen involved, flicked it to Schumacher, flicked it first time to Mandron. Good first touch control, and then via the keeper, admittedly, shot and scored. So, again, you know, the flip side of the coin seems to be coming out at the moment. Allen is doing very, very well on that right-hand side. I'm very much looking forward to seeing if he can bring anything to the team in the actual season ahead. That goal, unfortunately, has been disallowed. Mandron was offside. So that's a shame, because that would have been another good finish. And again, Allen was involved. His rating is only 6.8, which I find surprising. The two goal scorers are on 7.3. So I thought Allen would at least be on 7. You'll probably see him get the ball again in a second. I think Allen I'd like to keep hold of. Put him in the first team a lot if I can help it. So you see, that's Blair this time on the ball. Low drive, good save from the keeper. I'm guessing he and Allen must have swapped wings then. If you look on the radar at the bottom here, you can see the shape of the team is very much how I wanted it to be. And you see the things with the tactics as well. Schumacher came short that time. But overall, it's very, very encouraging to see this team developing. It's very, very encouraging. Now it's Mandarin with another chance. Comes back to Blair. His shot hits the post. Comes back to him again. And now he scores. Now it's 3-0. In the 82nd minute. That's very, very, very good. Very well played as well. And you look at the possession, the number of shots we've had. Crosses completed is a bit of a poor stat, but the other stats down there, they're looking good. They are looking good. And the team condition, with the exception of Parker, McLaughlin, and there was another one, but he seems to have recovered now. The team's looking in good shape, which is also encouraging to see for the first game of pre-season. When I set up training, I set it to team cohesion. I'd normally set it to fitness to try and get their fitness levels up, but I wanted this team to gel as a unit and get used to the tactics and things like that. So team cohesion is a good one because it gets them working as a team rather than just a bunch of individuals, which is what you're looking for. You're looking for a team. I might change it to fitness towards the end of pre-season, and then I'll change it once the season actually kicks off. I'll change it again to something which will help us throughout the season, but I'll concentrate on that in future episodes. Right, Allen again with a good ball to Schumacher, who's picked out Blair with a really, really good ball, and that's Matty Blair's hat-trick. And actually, I'm sort of starting to feel a bit like I've got egg on my face, because two players I've tried to get rid of, Schumacher and Blair. Schumacher's done well there to set up that goal. He's got a 7.9 rating, and Matty Blair has scored a hat-trick and has got a 9.5 match rating. So I feel a little bit bad. But again, Allen is a ready-made replacement for Blair in where he can play. He can play in all those positions that Blair can play in, and as a striker. So it might not be so bad after all, and we can use the money from Blair to invest back into the team, maybe even improving our youth academy, which you can already see that our board has agreed to. However, between now and the end of the season, they can change their mind if the finances of the team drops slightly. So we'll be looking to keep our finances in the black throughout the year, so that will still take place. And there you go, guys. That is full time. Very, very good performance from the team. I will let them know that. Assertive, no, passionate again. That one, and look at that, green bars all the way down. They are thrilled with that. We'll leave the match and I'll round this episode up. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.